Hey everybody, Skylar Lambert here. I am now a triple diamond with It Works Global, and I am so excited. I just wanted to give everybody who has congratulated me first off a big thank you. Yesterday I was completely wiped out and so exhausted because I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning the night before trying to finalize everything. But I am just like so honored to be in a leadership role with this company. Honestly, I never could have imagined being in this position. And I'm just so blessed to have such an amazing support system and such an amazing team. Um, just everybody, every single person who's ever came into my life has had some kind of effect on the way I am today. And whether that's been a negative thing or a positive thing, it's all been a lesson learned or, some kind of experience that has, pushed me and drove me to succeed today. So I just want to say thank you to all my supporters. Thank you to all my haters. I really just feel like I needed to make a video today because there's a lot of people out there who may be in the position that I used to be in. I know that I shared my story. I made a video like over the summer last year and I shared my story. But I was just laying in bed the other night thinking about how far I have come in the past 2 years of my life. If you don't know my story, it's kind of goes something like this. I got out of high school, went to college for like 2 days, dropped out. After high school, I was a really good kid in high school. I followed all the rules. I did what my parents told me to do, and I kind of got tired of following the rules. I've always had this rebellious mentality like hidden down inside somewhere, and I didn't really know how to channel that energy, I guess you could say, like I do today. But I just wanted to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and I wanted to make my own rules. I kind of just did that, and I went down this crazy path in life. It wasn't super crazy, but compared to being a goody two-shoes for a while, it was pretty crazy. I just did whatever I wanted, and I wasn't going anywhere in life. I got pregnant, and at that moment, I knew that something had to change because I was going to be a mother, and I didn't want to be one of those mothers that had a baby and then went right back to their old lifestyle, back to their old habits. I wanted to be an amazing mother. And I've always had this very strong maternal instinct, even as a child. I've grown up with this really strong maternal instinct, so I changed at that moment. It didn't change me completely. I still was negative. I still was in a huge rut because now I have a baby. Corey and I were not married. He proposed to me, but we didn't get married for a while because I didn't want to just get married because we had a baby. And then we got pregnant again, and we bought a house. And the day after we bought the house, we found out we were pregnant again. So we were kind of freaking out because we knew that my first pregnancy was bad, and I ended up having contractions at 8 weeks, and that was really scary, but I expected it to happen, which is probably why it did happen, because I wasn't being positive. And I had to stop working at that point because you can't work when you're in labor. My doctor put me on strict bed rest. I stayed on bed rest for 7 months. I lost all of my friends. Like, legitimately, I can say, like, I lost all my friends. I was depressed. I was in this huge funk. I've never in my life been that depressed. And it was during the wintertime, so I literally sat in my house and didn't leave. All I could do was lay in bed and watch Dr. Phil and Ellen and all these shows all day, and I was just so tired of it. I remember begging my doctor, just let me walk. Just let me walk around one day this week, and he wouldn't, and I was just so tired of laying there and so tired of people not coming to visit me, and, nobody wants anything to do with you when you can't move. So I knew I needed more than that, and when I had Kaysen, I signed up to be a distributor with It Works Global. Everything changed at that point. I went to an event. I figured out that I could make money I felt that my husband resented me because I was the reason that we were struggling. We couldn't pay our bills. We almost lost our home. We almost lost our car. Our electricity got shut off. We had no money to feed Adia, and we had no money to feed ourselves. And when you're 9 months pregnant, you don't want to eat corn dogs every night. And we fought about that all the time. We fought about food and just crazy stuff. And our relationship, our first year of marriage was terrible because we were in such a tough spot. So at that moment, I wanted to change that. I wanted to provide for my family. I have never been a strong worker. I've never had a good work ethic in my life. I was like the job hopper. I would get a job, I would call in, I would get fired, I would quit, and I wanted to change that about me. I just needed to find something I was good at. At that time, I was in college. I was in school full time. I was working 2 jobs, and I signed up to do this thinking I'm not going to have time to do this. My mom's going to help me, and she's probably going to do most of the work, and I'm just going to collect this paycheck to pay for my products. But after I caught the vision, I realized the opportunity I had in my hands to change my family's life. So I ran with it. I ran. I didn't stop. And Corey was doubting me. He was like, this is a joke. You're not going to go anywhere with this, until he started seeing the money come in. And usually that's what it takes for husbands to get on board. When they start seeing a comment and a check, that's what kind of changes their thinking. And that's what changed his. So, I mean, within 6 months, I quit both of my jobs. I was able to stay home and raise my family and do my motherly duties. I mean, it's really hard to clean your house and do laundry when you're never home because you're always at work. And so I did that. I quit my last job in December of 2012. That was the very last day I worked. I never ever have to fill out another job application again, and that makes me really excited. So I just worked my butt off, and I went diamond, and then I went double diamond. And I stayed at double diamond for about 9, maybe 10 months, and I just kept working. And, my team kind of fell apart for a while. Things, kind of went downhill, but I never gave up. I never let up. I kept going. There's never been a point in time where I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. I'm taking a break. I've never taken a break. I'm working so hard to change my family's life and to change the families that are on my team. I want to change their lives. So even when people have given up on themselves, I've never given up on them. I still am that nag in their ear, like, what are you doing? You need to do this for your family. Don't you see what I'm doing? Why aren't you doing that? And it was discouraging me, but I just kept pressing forward. And, I knew at conference, actually didn't know at conference, they announced the good bonuses at conference this past year, or this last January. And I was really upset. And one of my best friends, Ashley Fisher, they released us from conference. I took her outside. I started bawling my eyes out, and I was like, I can't do this. If I go triple diamond, I'm going to have to build a whole new diamond leg. I'm going to have to build a whole new emerald leg. There's no way I can do that in 3 months. And she's like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. What are you thinking? You're Skylar Lambert. You can do anything. I'm like, okay. So I wiped my tears. I walked to my hotel room. I printed off every chart, and I got to work. I left that night, and I charted, most of the way home, and I just kept working. I worked my butt off, and I met some amazing people, and they helped me. They got to work with me, and they worked their butts off, and it all paid off in the end. And the moment I went triple diamond was such an amazing feeling. Like, I put my hands over my face. You guys have probably seen the video. I put my hands over my face, and I peeked through my fingers, and I saw it. It said triple diamond, and I was like, oh my gosh, it happened. It freaking happened. It's amazing. A triple diamond's average is over $10,000 a month. And to be able to make that kind of money, I don't want to go out and spend it. I don't want to go buy all these crazy things. I want to save it, or pay my house off, or pay my cars off, get rid of all my debt, and start saving for my kids. I want my kids to have a good future. I want to be able to pay for their college before they're even in middle school. I want that. So that's what I'm doing. And it's just such a humbling, amazing feeling. And I also got a $25,000 bonus. On top of the $10,000 bonus I got last year for being a diamond, I got this $25,000 bonus. My husband went double diamond the other day when I went triple, and he got a $15,000 bonus. That's $40,000 in bonus money. Like, can you imagine how much stuff I can pay off? Like, I don't want to be in debt anymore. And it's just, I feel so blessed. I really wanted to share that with everybody. If you're thinking about, joining this opportunity and you think I'm the only one that's doing it or I'm the only one that can, that is not true. I have so many girls on my team. I have 5 people that went diamond this month and got their $10,000 good bonus. One of them had only been in the company for 4 weeks. The other one had only been in for 2 months. Like, it can happen. If you get to work and you put as much effort into this opportunity as you would a job, you wouldn't have to work another day in your life. I'm getting ready to bring my husband home from work. Like, I'm preparing my family and paying off my debt so that Corey doesn't have to go to work every day and break his back to make a dollar. I mean, at this point, I could bring him home, but we want everything paid off first because we're trying to make a good financial decision for our family. But I really, like, that is my goal. And you might be thinking the same thing. Like, I hate that my husband works. I hate that he goes to work every day. I mean, some people's husbands go out of town for weeks at a time, and they're stuck raising the kids by themselves because their husband has to provide for their family. That sucks. Like, do you want to be like that for the rest of your life? Do you want to have to see your husband on the weekends? And do you want your husband to come home tired and sit down in his chair and fall asleep after he eats dinner? No. Like, your husband is a big part of your family, and he needs to be a big part of your life. There are so many things that you can do with this company. I mean, you just have to find out what it is that you want. And it's hard to dream. It's hard to get yourself, like, to dream again. It is. Like, I couldn't even have imagined my life being the way it is today. And I want to help my family. I want to help my friends. And I want them to catch this because I hate that I have to see people struggling financially or even just getting by and living paycheck to paycheck. So if you want this opportunity, if you have any questions about it, please get a hold of me. And once again, I just want to thank everybody who's ever believed in me. You have no idea what that's done for me. Like, I felt my whole life that nobody believed in me. And that's why I went off on my own path, because I was the only person that believed in myself. And then finally I found some people that actually believe in me, and it changed my entire future. All it takes is for you to believe in someone else, and that could do the same thing for them. So I encourage you to believe in people, and I encourage you to change your life. You can do it. Thank you for listening.